You should be able to see your shadow in the water. And if you can't, then in 40 days, it looks like you are saying goodbye to this planet.
We can easily know whether this body is coming to end or not. Any number of people will tell you when they look at you that this person will not live. I don't want to go into the details because it could be a tool to read that. As I said earlier, when you're going on a long journey, you need some planning.
The Chandreshwar temple,
Mm-hmm.
where there is a well, and in that well they say on auspicious days it's very good to drink that water because it's very good for you. Also they say that if you go there, you should be able to see your shadow in the water. And if you can't, then in 40 days, it looks like you are saying goodbye to this planet. Now how…
You're going to the moon? Is that what it means?
Where… possibly, अब मैं ये आपको पूछने वाली हूँ, where are you going?
Well, there is a certain reasoning and a certain aspect of life. I have not seen the temple, so I don't wish to make a comment about the temple. Because many aspects in this country, what were scientifically perfect at one time, slowly they became ritualistic and became just lore and belief. So I wouldn't like to comment on the temple, but 40 days is held as one mandala. Because you know the cycle of the moon is 28 days.
हाँ जी.
Our mothers' wombs go through, all the women in the world, our mothers went through 28-day cycles, if they're healthy,
Yes.
and that's why we are born. Previous generations, to reproduce us, they had to be on the cycle of the moon. Only then you could do that.
Yes.
So that's how
yes.
this moon and birth and death are related. So because conception takes 40 to 42 days, it takes 40 to 42 days, conception happens, then to put it crudely, what is just a meatball to become life, it takes 40 to 42 days. 40 days is the time when the life enters. So that is why after that you should not abort the child, all these beliefs everywhere, because it has become a life. Before that it was just a formation in your body. So that same period is 1.5 cycles of the moon. Moon cycle is 27 days plus some hours, okay? So if you calculate it, it's just over a shade over 40 days. So, when if by a natural process of life, if you're coming to end, if we read your cycle, how it's going, if it's less than… we usually see these 28 days are 2 cycles, okay? For our understanding purposes, it's Paurnami to Amavasya, Amavasya to Paurnami. So in 3 cycles, we can easily know whether this body is coming to end or not. Any number of people will tell you when they look at you that this person will not live beyond this point, and it will happen that way. Sometimes even accidental deaths happen that way, that you can tell. Generally you cannot, but sometimes you can. But those who are going through natural process of death, why 40 days? Much earlier also you can tell, much earlier also. And I don't want to go into the details because people will start imagining things and scaring themselves and scaring others. There are other signs that if you look at a person, if certain things are absent, that means there's very little time left. But if you talk about these things, it'll just create fear psychosis among people. People will start imagining all kinds of things. So if this Chandra temple, looking at the name, I'm saying I have not seen the temple, I don't know what it is, but looking at the name, if it was set up to that kind of cyclical process, which it could have been, if it's consecrated that way, it could be a tool to read that. As I said earlier, if an individual human being can grow his perception to a certain level, he won't need any tools. But if he doesn't have the necessary perception, then tools are important. So when there are people without perception, they might have created tools to know, because people came to Kashi to die, so they want to know how many days they have. So it could have been a very useful tool probably. If it was a working tool at some time, I believe it was.
No, it's a well. I mean, even today I can go look inside and just…
That's what I'm saying. It is…
Yeah.
well won't do
Oh my
it,
God.
it is the way it's consecrated which could do it.
Oh.
I don't know whether it did it or not, but it could do it. So if it is so, it must have been a wonderful, useful tool, because people brought their aged relatives here, they don't know how long they will live. They will bring them maybe 3 months, 6 months, 40 days, what it is. So every day if you visit, or once in a cycle, once in Paurnami, Amavasya if you visit, you know how many days you have, because you have to plan many things. When you're going on a long journey, you need some planning
Yes.